What if I told you one of the greatest shooters in NBA history turned down $30 million and a chance to join one of the league's most storied franchises, all to play with one specific superstar? And what if I told you that decision backfired in the most spectacularly brutal way possible? This is the wild, almost unbelievable story of Klay Thompson's big move away from the Golden State Warriors. A decision that has reshaped legacies and left fans wondering, what if? Let's rewind. For over a decade, Klay Thompson was the silent assassin of the Golden State Warriors dynasty. Alongside Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, he formed a trio that terrorized the league. When Kevin Durant joined, they became an unstoppable juggernaut. Klay was at the heart of it all, a 5-time All-Star, a 4-time NBA champion, and the owner of some of the most unbreakable records in the game. Who can forget his 37-point quarter, or the time he rained down a record 14 three-pointers in a single game? He was Game 6 Klay, the guy you could always count on to show up when the lights were brightest. He had absolutely nothing left to prove. He was, and always will be, a Warriors legend. But all good things must come to an end. As Klay's contract negotiations with the Warriors stalled, it became painfully clear that his time in the Bay Area was over. The team he had given everything for wasn't willing to offer the long-term, high-value deal he felt he deserved. The reported offer from Golden State was around 2 years for $48 million. For a player of his caliber and history with the franchise, it felt like a lowball. So, Klay Thompson, for the first time in his career, became a free agent, ready to test the market. And the market was hot for him. A team came knocking with a huge offer. A team with deep historical ties to his own family. The Los Angeles Lakers, the very same team where his father, Michael Thompson, won championships as a part of the Showtime era and now serves as a beloved radio analyst, put a massive deal on the table. According to reports from The Athletic, the Lakers were prepared to offer Klay a 4-year, $80 million contract. Imagine that, Klay Thompson in the purple and gold. A storybook ending that would have brought his family's legacy full circle in Hollywood. But Klay had other plans. He wasn't just chasing the biggest paycheck or the most sentimental storyline. He was chasing the perfect basketball fit. He knew that at this stage of his career, to be the lethal shooter he's always been, he needed a specific kind of player next to him, a generational talent, a playmaker who could bend defenses and create wide-open looks for him. And at the top of his list, one name, Luka Dončić. Klay believed that playing alongside Luka as basketball genius in Dallas was the key to unlocking another chapter of his career. He saw the vision. Luka drawing triple teams, then kicking it out to one of the purest shooters ever for an uncontested three. It was a match made in basketball heaven. The Mavericks also had Kyrie Irving, another elite guard who could take the pressure off. So, Klay made his choice. He turned his back on the Lakers. He turned his back on a guaranteed $80 million. Instead, he agreed to a sign-and-trade deal with the Dallas Mavericks. 3 years for $50 million. Let's just process that for a second. He took a $30 million pay cut to play with Luka. Not only that, but the $50 million deal was only $2 million more than the Warriors' original offer, just spread over an extra year. It was a stunning move, a massive bet on himself and the situation in Dallas, all orchestrated under the tenure of then Mavericks GM, Nico Harrison. Klay chose the fit over the fortune. He chose Luka. And then, disaster struck. In one of the most ironic and cruel twists of fate imaginable, the basketball gods laughed. The very player Klay sacrificed $30 million to play with, Luka Dončić, was traded. And where did he go? Of course, he was sent to the Los Angeles Lakers in a blockbuster deal that shook the entire league. The one guy he left LA to play with ended up in LA anyway. You couldn't write a more gut-wrenching script. As if that wasn't bad enough, the Mavericks' other star, Kyrie Irving, went down with a devastating torn ACL, sidelining him until deep into 2026. Suddenly, Klay was left in Dallas without the superstar duo he had banked his future on. He was the main guy on a struggling team, a role he was never meant to play at this point in his career. His game, unsurprisingly, began to suffer. He was even benched for the first time as a Maverick, a tough pill to swallow for a future Hall of Famer. Nowadays, Klay Thompson often makes more headlines for his high-profile relationship with music superstar Megan Thee Stallion than for his on-court heroics. It's a sad turn of events for one of the game's most beloved figures. This isn't a knock on Klay's talent or his legacy. It's just a tragic case of what if. What if he had taken the Lakers' money? He'd be $30 million richer, playing in his father's city, likely competing for another title alongside Luka Dončić, the very player he wanted all along. The whole situation is a brutal reminder of how quickly things can change in the NBA. One decision, one trade, can alter the course of history. The firing of GM Nico Harrison in Dallas was, in many ways, the final chapter of this ill-fated era, a move that came after the franchise-altering trade of Luka to the Lakers. For Warriors fans, it's bittersweet. They'll forever love Captain Klay. No matter what happens in Dallas, his legacy in Golden State is secure. When he decides to hang it up, he'll be welcomed back to the Bay with open arms. There will almost certainly be a statue of him, Steph, and Draymond outside the Chase Center one day. They are the trio that built a dynasty. But still, you can't help but feel for the guy. He made a calculated basketball decision, prioritizing the perfect on-court partnership over everything else. And it blew up in the worst way possible. He bet on Luka and lost him to the very team he rejected. It's one of the most painful what-if scenarios in recent NBA history. $30 million, a move to his dad's team, a chance to play with Luka anyway. All of it gone. Ouch. Just ouch. What do you guys think? Did Klay make a huge mistake? Or was it just a case of terrible luck? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of sports. We'll see you in the next one.